The Freedom from Religion Foundation is locked in a dispute with the University of Tennessee Knoxville over its policy allowing on-field prayer before its football games. Now, speaking out in defense of that on-field prayer is Allen West, noted football player and attempted politician from time to time. Here is what he said.
There was a group out of Wisconsin called the Freedom from Religion Foundation that actually sent the University of Tennessee a letter that said you will cease and desist this practice of praying before football games. Now see, I remember growing up in the inner city of Atlanta, Georgia. I went to Grady High School, and I played football. And we didn't have all this high-speed gear and everything like that. There was no such thing about targeting. I mean, you were not a tough football player unless you did try to hit someone head on. And even in high school, before every game, at Grady Stadium, a pastor would come down and pray over that football game. I don't remember catastrophic injuries. I don't remember anyone getting carted off that field paralyzed. See, there's something about the power of prayer
that apparently protects football players.
Yeah, but only the one team that Allen West happens to be playing for. Everybody
prays
else.
The most.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Whoever prays the most is the one that God wants to win. And he looks at those high school football games and says, I want these kids to be okay, and those kids who are praying to me, well, fuck them.
Yeah, screw them. They're not devout enough.
Who cares?
Yeah, and I love the idea that on the one hand, if nobody dies on the field, that means God exists. So I suppose if literally someone had exploded after catching a punt or something, then he would be an atheist, I guess. And look, what he's saying is ridiculous. The overall issue, I understand a lot of people, even people who don't believe in God, are going to say, just let them pray on the field. I personally am of the feeling that if they want to pray themselves before the field, by themselves, that's fine. But when you have a priest coming in and you have them form a circle, then what you're doing is, and you know this is what you're doing, you're attempting to ostracize those who are not involved. And I'm not just speaking about atheists, I'm speaking about people who follow even other Judeo-Christian religions who don't pray in the same way that you do. If it's not enough for you to pray on your own, then what you care about is not the prayer, it's the public prayer, the organized prayer. You're proselytizing, you're not showing your actual faith.
And Jesus
that's not
said
allowable.
some stuff about that. So.
Exactly, yes. Now, we did look into Allen West's past as a football player because he talked about it there. And according to his website, West played football for 2 years while attending Grady High School in Atlanta. The team won 1 game during that time while suffering 19 losses.
See?
I would assume that he wasn't praying good enough for God there, but we did want to find out a little bit more about why they might have suffered those losses. So we found some archival footage of his team actually playing. Jared Jackson's put together a montage of their greatest hits and misses. Here you go.
There we go.
That is an amazing, I didn't know we had that transition. That is amazing. Of course, that is not actually their team, but we do know from the stats that when it came to football, they didn't have a prayer.
Oh,
sorry, Allen West.
look what you did.